Welcome back here on the Senior Network. We're having a great conversation over the break talking about the communication in families, and now that it's the holidays, Nancy, I know you know this well. Tell us a little bit about what takes place now.
Sure. This is an extremely busy time of year for home care. Actually, Thanksgiving is really where kind of the kickoff is. We tend to get an absolute ton of inquiries and phone calls starting the day after Thanksgiving, because what happens is families come to town. We're in a coastal community. Sure. Older parents have moved here 20, 25 years ago, where their adult children are still living up north or elsewhere in the community, the Midwest. They come to town, they haven't seen parents in maybe 4 to 6 months, and they think, uh-oh, mom or dad is not the same as they were the last time I was here. It's a really unique experience because you have also thrown into that mom or dad is cooking. Did they leave the stove on? The house isn't the way it looked. I see pills around, and we get a flood of phone calls that says, I think we need to start this process.
Sure.
So just between Friday and today, we've had a lot of folks call with some serious concerns to say, I just need to have some deep dives, some conversations about what is it that you do as a home care agency, what kind of commitments do I have to make? And we try to alleviate fears, which is, that there's no commitments. Let's just have a dialogue. Let's talk about what we can do to help you. That there's no minimum amount of time. Let's start with an easy introduction and see, what you might like us to do, what your parents might like us to do.
So you encourage the family while they're here visiting. This is a great time to pull everybody together, pull a company like Right at Home in, and sit down and just talk about those things, because we mentioned with even hospice earlier about having those conversations before the need is even there about expectations and certain things.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the time, because it sounds like we share a similar concern.
Yes.
These families are starting to see crisis coming on, and even if they may not come on board with us now, now's the time to start the dialogue.
In the last segment, you asked me what the issues are that I deal with when I go into the home. One of them is the son from California who hasn't seen dad for a couple of years, who finds out he's sick and suddenly lands and wants to know what's going on and why haven't you done this and what. And a lot of time that's a result of not talking about the illness in the beginning. And if you have lung cancer that's spread, you're not going to be cured. And so at the time of the diagnosis, if you say our goal in treating you is to make you feel better and make sure everybody understands that, but we're not going to prevent the natural occurrence, which is death, for all of us.
And that whole process.
And the whole process. So the earlier you get that, the better off the patient and the family is going to be, because then you concentrate on, well, what's important to this human being's life? It's not a drug that's going to make them sick but not help them. It's enjoying life, squeezing that lemon, get all the juice out of your life.
That's a great point. And so I do, like you said, encourage folks coming to town to have those conversations now. Even if the need's not there.
Absolutely. I mean, the worst that can happen is you don't need us. Isn't that a good thing? I mean, that's absolutely fine. We can also be a resource for people. I get a lot of folks who will call and say, I don't know if I'm in the right place. And sometimes they're not in the right place, and that's okay too. We have a litany of resources to give them, whether they be financial resources, veterans benefits, or perhaps Medicaid benefits, and other things, maybe support groups. And they may call and say, I don't think I'm in the right place, and I'll go, you're not, but that's okay. I've got tons of information to share with you. And they'll just say, thanks for taking the time, thanks for the 10 minutes. And I'll say, that's fine, not a problem. And here's our number if you decide you need us, or if I didn't send you to the right place, call me back and we'll find the right place together. Because I find that a lot of folks who are calling, they may be a little bit older and don't have the internet. So they can't get these answers as quickly as we can. And they may not even know where to start. So I'll say, hold on a second. Let me look on this website or this website. Oh, it's taking me to this link. And then I'll say, if you just get a pen and paper, I'll shoot you off that number. So
exactly.
Yeah.
We have something that our philanthropic activities allow us to do. We just had a yacht hop, which was a fundraiser, raised a bunch of money. Because some of our patients have no resources.
Right.
which is amazing in this day and age, but no Medicare, no no nothing.
Sure.
We can still take care of them. And we don't turn anybody down for financial reasons.
I did not know that.
No, I didn't
Absolutely.
either.
And the only reason for that is the community supports us.
Yep. Exactly.
Donations.
And that goes as far as, like you said, not only financially, but you have a huge volunteer base, right?
We have, I think, 110 volunteers.
Wow.
And they are the greatest people. They are giving, they're there, they'll do anything. They don't do dishes, I don't think. But
No, that's when you call us, yeah.
yeah, that's what you call us.
Yeah.
Now, are many of those volunteers people who have been touched by
Yes.
hospice and they want to give back?
Yes, absolutely. They have had a relative who's been taken care of by our hospice or by another hospice, and they feel that this was such a wonderful thing, and they feel good when they do it.
Yeah.
And the patient
yeah.
feels
Yeah.
good. So it's a
Yeah.
two-way street that benefits
Yeah.
everybody.
Feeds the soul.
It's really the essence of humanity
Yeah.
to take care of people at times like this.
So when a volunteer goes, are they just basically helping out with whatever the needs may be during the day?
You
or-
know, the spouse needs to go to the movies.
Yeah.
Sure. Take a breather.
Take a breather.
Respite, yeah.
And the volunteer comes out and helps with that, and or walk the dog, or
Yeah, just-
you know, anything they need, or just sit there and talk.
Yeah.
Read the newspaper. It's play a game. Talk about Notre Dame football.
All right. We're going to have to cut that one out. No, I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Out of time again, as usual. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
And thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us here on the Senior Network, where senior care experts come together. We'll see you the next time.